You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
So, this is episode 12? Is it episode 12, Dakota?
Episode number 12.
Episode 12 of the Boss Hog Liberty Podcast. Jeremiah Morrell and Dakota Davis are here. We are on my back patio today. So, we're poolside.
We're poolside again.
And you've got the natural sound of crickets and whatever else is going on. I don't know. Birds chirping.
I think I just heard a wind chime.
Wind chimes.
Do you have wind chimes?
Lawnmowers. I do have a little wind chime over there.
Okay.
Over
that
yonder.
must be where I'm hearing it.
And the third chair today, we were going to have four hosts today, or four participants, but we had one back out. Darren Jacobs invented a Japanese-American Society dinner, so no Darren Jacobs today. However, the fourth guest, noted listener, big super fan of the Boss Hog Liberty, Bones Harcourt, or Adam Harcourt?
Adam, professionally,
yes. Adam, is it in Cordino or something?
Codiano.
What the hell does that mean?
It's just Italian. It's the mom's maiden name.
Codiano.
Okay, so it's a family name.
Yeah, it's a family name.
Okay. You're an Italian basketball player, about 7'3",
7'3",
tallest guy in Rushville, Indiana.
second tallest.
Who you behind?
Well, Jeff Wessling says he's taller than me, but I just let him have it.
Have you guys measured each other at the village pantry?
We have, and I'm just that much taller than him. But
you got spiky hair right now.
But he assumes he's taller.
Is City Councilman Brian Sheehan not on your level?
He is. He comes about mid forehead.
Pretty close.
Yes.
Yeah.
His personality, though.
Well, he's larger than life down there.
Right.
He's the mayor in waiting in Rushville. It's just a matter of time before the whole town is smiling for Brian.
Well, Adam, you introduced yourself to me as Adam.
Yes.
I didn't know he had a real name.
The only reason I knew his nickname was Bones is because of our chat we had going on discussing what we were going to put in the show. So now we have to know why people call you Bones.
Well, and when I was younger, I always was at the golf course, Rushville Golf Course. Grew up there, still there.
He's the official golf pro of the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network.
And there was a man, he might have been pushing 80 at the time. And back then, I was the same height, only about
60 pounds lighter?
60 pounds lighter. And
he's not heavy now.
No, but I was nothing but skin and bones. Literally.
I understand now.
I was human anatomy. You could just take it right there and then.
Count the ribs.
Yes.
All right. Well, the first time I met Bones was Election Day in 2011, I think. I was standing outside the polls as Mr. Libertarian, working for Debbie O'Neill in her run for mayor of Rushville. And Bones was outside. I don't think you had an agenda. You were just out there picking on the poll workers for literally half the day. Do you remember this at all?
I don't know if I remember this.
No. That's when you and I met.
I thought it was when you were running.
No. We met like a year before that.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Was I working for the Republican Party? Was this at a church?
Yeah, it was. Maybe you were such a terrible poll worker that nobody knew you were actually there for
I
that.
was for the Republican counting people who came in and stuff.
Is that domestic terrorism?
He did a terrible job. He just stood there all day with us. Maybe half the day. He actually kind of knocked off early.
for it.
Yeah, that's Republican.
$100
How much
and lunch.
did you get paid, Jared?
Nothing. All I do is pay money into the Libertarian Party. It's never paid me.
The party of principle.
That's what it is. So yeah, apparently he's a noted GOP insider.
Because Rushville is nothing but GOP.
No, it's not true. That was a three-way race.
It was a three-way
race. You had a Democrat fellow. I don't remember his name. Billy Ray. Yes, Billy Ray. And then I think the mayor before was a Democrat. Was it Bob Bridges and somebody else?
Bob Bridges and then Mike Bostic, I believe.
Yeah, but it was Bob Bridges. I think was the mayor at the time.
So did the Democrat and the Libertarian both poll around 2%?
No, it was actually pretty solid. I mean, Mayor Pavey won. That was
Yes.
that was when he won his first term, and he's been reelected since. Mayor Pavey's become a good friend of mine as well. I keep running into.
He's a good dude.
I keep running into him all over the place. He and John McCain are rubbing elbows with people. I saw them out at qualifying for the Indy 500. They were in a suite, and I was sitting in the nosebleed burn me seats in the grandstand. They were looking at my sunburn.
I think they were just in Washington D.C. Them and John McCain.
Yeah, the other John McCain.
Yeah, went to go rub elbows with the bigwigs.
That's right. See, these are the circles we run in around here, Dakota. We're pretty big time, or we know people that pretend like they're big time.
Yeah, we know people that are big times.
And I've been promised. I'm looking up at the sky right now. I was promised by Dakota that we are clear until 5 in the morning on rain. We've got Deer Leader Chris Spangel's equipment out here, and I want both of you watching the radar to let me know when this is going to go terribly wrong.
It just depends on how much you trust AccuWeather.
I don't trust it at all, because as I look up and south, I can see sunshine to my due west, and I see clouds that are moving from the south to the north.
Oh, yeah, it's starting to look pretty dark up here.
It's not looking good.
No.
It's not looking good at all. This is going to go terribly, terribly wrong.
If this is a long podcast, we're going to get wet.
Well, it's supposed to be an hour, and I think we've got about a minute and a half before we get rained on, Dakota.
I'm going to check the radar.
You better check that radar.
I'm going to check it.
I'm going to sit here and make fun of you.
We got 20 minutes.
We're live. Well, now, so you work in Brookville, Indiana, right?
No. I'm back in Rushville.
You're
now.
back in Rushville.
Yes.
You were in Brookville.
I was in Brookville.
I was invited to Brookville this weekend.
Oh, you were?
I was. My friend and co-host Dakota, he's got a residence down there, a second home.
Oh.
He's one of the affluent people here in Newcastle.
The
He's got a second
invitation's
home.
been revoked.
Yeah.
Since.
I tell Sarah, my lovely girlfriend, here you've got one as well now, but my lovely girlfriend, Sarah, I said, hey, Dakota's invited us down. We've talked about this and talked about this. I finally broke into his house this last week and checked out his real house. I got an invitation to go spend the weekend down there by the lake.
Oh, by the lake.
And then I was told, nope, you're not invited anymore, Jer.
Well,
So where's this property at on the lake?
it's not
It's
actually...
near the lake.
It's near the lake.
It's a lakeside community.
So
Is it gated? I've never been. I was so close to going.
there's nothing gated in Brookville, all right?
It's kind of gated. We have like a little, one of the rolly things that just keeps cars from coming in. We have it. It's at BLR. It's a campground. It's not an actual house.
I've seen these lakeside communities in Brookville, Liberty, and
He's
they're-
on the east
they're-
side. He's on the Ohio side of the lake. I know that.
I don't think there's anything on the west side.
No,
State
there-
Park,
there
maybe.
are.
There's a
Yeah.
state park, but I don't think there's any not gated communities.
I thought you said
No,
gay
there-
communities. I don't know
There's
how
actually
progressive
a
it is. Still
couple
Pride
over
Month.
It's not very progressive down there.
They don't welcome all.
No.
It's still Indiana, but you could make the case that it's the deep south.
That it comes straight up the Ohio River, doesn't it?
I'm looking at the radar right
My
now.
mom's from
I feel like
Brookville.
it's raining on the south side of my neighborhood right now.
It's not. I mean, I'm literally looking at it right now, and there's a little speck that is going around the dot that says Newcastle.
Everybody needs to be developing a backup plan for what they're grabbing to run inside. This is the most dangerous we've ever had. This is the most dangerous we've ever been in the history of a podcast.
Not only
Like-
are you low on guests,
We're
but
low on guests, and we're under threat of lightning or rain, or the dog taking a shit and it coming, drifting, wafting this way. I think he's cleaning up a previous mess over there, actually.
I was wondering if he was in his own shit.
I think that's what's happening, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were making
shame-
fun of my dog for eating the other dog's feces.
Well, I
And-
mean, what do you want, man?
Your dog eats his own.
Appears to be the case right now, but he's
Which is
he's
worse?
wondering why we're sitting out here in what's going to be a torrential rainstorm. All of the leaves have turned upside down.
That's a tall tale sign it's going to rain.
Yes. You're the golf pro. You spend all day outside. This is
When the
purely
leaves
rain
when
coming.
you can see the underside of the leaves blow in the wind.
Yeah.
It's going to rain.
It's going to rain. I think we're going to take a pause. We're going to take a very brief pause and reassemble inside in just a few minutes. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to have an awkward silence where I don't let anybody talk to anybody until we're back on the air, Dakota, because this is your fault. Do you have anything you want to pitch, by the way? What's the going of the golf course? This will be the commercial for the Bones Harcourt, Rushville Elks Golf Course, or where are we at?
Every Friday and Sunday, all day long, 18 holes of the cart, $25.
Really?
So that's a pretty good deal.
That's not the discount you're giving the wall listeners, though. What do the wall listeners get?
Oh, the wall listeners,
18 with a cart and a free beer?
You mention my name any other day of the week,
Same deal.
Monday through Friday, $25.
Not the weekends.
Not the weekends.
What's the price on the weekend?
It's $34.
What's the golf course?
Antler Point.
Antler Point. All right. Well, we're going to take a brief break and do an anti-rain dance, and we will be right back. Living very dangerously, we've made the decision that the weather might hold out for a little while, so we have returned. The sun is trying to shine through again. It's a very interesting weather pattern. From the south, it looks towards Rushville. There's a dark storm cloud over Rushville without Adam Bones,
yes,
the Italian, being there. But up here in Newcastle, Dakota's got his Ray-Bans on, and it looks okay for now.
It's such a confusing time because I keep taking my sunglasses off, and then I have to put them back on again. Because the clouds are moving about 80 miles an hour.
And they're heading from the south to the north, which is causing all kinds of confusion because it looks so bad to the south.
It's progressively getting darker.
Yeah, well, every day, I've got terrible news. This is the first day of summer. Every day from here is going to be shorter.
I thought yesterday was the first day of
the first
summer.
full day of summer.
Oh, okay.
Now the days get shorter. Yesterday was the longest day you're going to experience.
Yes.
For a year.
It was long.
For a year. And now the depression will set in, Dakota. And when the nights get the longest, you're going to get married.
Oh, yeah. That is correct.
It could be a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a nice, happy, optimistic change the subject. So we've established.
I like your attitude.
We've established who Bones is, and you've got a lady. Is she a Rushville girl?
She is. Well, not really.
Ooh,
is she there now?
She's there now.
But she's from outside blood.
Yes,
because we know Rushville doesn't have a lot of.
There's not a lot. It's like Newcastle and Brookville and family trees kind of go straight up.
Well, see, Dakota found a Henry County girl.
My family tree has no branches.
I
couldn't tell.
I'm like new stock they brought in from New York State. So anybody's safe for me over here.
Yeah.
But I'm here in Henry County. I'm like, no, I found a Morgan County girl. Somebody from Mooresville, Sarah. That's where Sarah's from. So
I haven't yet to meet Sarah.
Well, if you would show up at something you're invited to, maybe you'll meet her at some point.
Well, I mean,
maybe at my birthday party.
Maybe
Saturday, July 8th, right here. Now that you've seen that this is
kind
a
of
reasonable
what
place.
I kind of expected. You described it perfectly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this has been a movie set. We've had films made here, and it's appeared in a number of Facebook Lives for the We Are Libertarians Network.
Too many.
This is
very revealing.
It's got to be about. Yeah, there's been a little too much shown. It's kind of like coming onto the set of Seinfeld at this point. You just know where everything's at.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I really am.
It's incredible what you can buy in a short sale in a down economy in Henry County. Your
truth-telling ability is very good.
My what?
Your truth-telling ability is very good.
All I do is tell the truth. I might shade it here and there once in a while.
That's all right.
But I don't. There's nothing to make up. This is. There are no speed bumps coming into here either. But we have a county road that you take to get in here. Jeffrey Street is a county road.
It's a county road.
From my front porch, you can see the city, but this is the county.
Oh.
So as you rolled up and you called me, I was in the backyard. It's a big yard. You called me. I didn't hear you arrive. Dakota got here on his Huffy.
I saw that.
And
so he sold the car.
Nope, not yet.
Oh. Not yet.
No, he's just showing off that he has a bicycle.
Gotcha.
It's a mongoose, by the way, not a Huffy.
No, it's a Huffy.
It is not.
It's a Huffy. It's going to be referred to as a Huffy. Don't lie, but maybe you shade the truth a little. I think Huffy owns Mongoose.
Probably.
Yeah, it's most likely.
They're
all Walmart brands.
Yeah.
Sam Walton's Empire.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were burning trash in the backyard. Dakota's not allowed to do that, but I live in the county, so I was burning trash because I'm free to do that here.
I'm 2 miles down the road.
Up the road. You live north of me.
Up.
It's warmer here. We get more sunlight. We're closer to the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn.
Excellent screeching, Jeremiah.
You're welcome.
Not to mention you're burning trash, you're affecting the climate.
Yeah. Well, I'm not filling the landfill with paper. The only trash I burn is Amazon
why I ride
boxes.
My bike is to counteract all of Jeremiah's poor environmental decisions.
That and you bought a 25-year-old pickup truck to drive around the city.
Correct, which just got broken into last night.
What?
Yeah. Did you not see my messages in group chat?
I was busy today. I was working. What happened?
I just got in the truck today.
High crime area over there on H Avenue.
It is. It's just
H
like
for high crime.
Just like what we were talking about on the last podcast with Lisa Joe?
Yeah, anything north of Q Avenue is questionable.
North of Q Avenue. And I get in my truck.
Did they break the glass?
They didn't break the glass. They opened up the sliding back window. And I don't even know if they could actually climb in or if they just, like...
They sent a tweaker through.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But they...
Somebody like Bones. Somebody little.
They got the door unlocked, proceeded to... I had, like, old... You know how you get credit card offers in the mail?
You can't
all the
have
time?
anything that's that old in that truck. You've only had it 2 months, if that.
Well, okay, 2 months old. Screeching again. But I had
Don't call
credit
me
card...
Don't call me Jesse Riddle.
I had credit card offers from, like, Capital or whatever, and for some reason they shredded those. They ripped them up and took some oil rags out of the glove box and then stole the stereo.
They stole your stereo.
I don't know if they just ripped that up because, like, they were mad that I didn't have anything more valuable in there or what the dealio was.
Or they could have been preventing you from other crimes. Ripping up credit card statements.
They ripped up they ripped up your credit cards. It is getting windy again, and I'm nervous. By the way, at the oh, it looks bad south.
We're good.
It looks that way though.
We're good.
I'm pointing that way,
We're
and
good.
it looks. I feel like I can see the rain band.
North. We're looking good.
You're looking into the past, sir. You're looking into the past.
Well, the future's not so bright. So, look who our president is.
Nobody's talking about this. Isn't a political podcast. What gave you that idea?
Oh, my bad. See, I don't know the line.
It's all about politics, but we're not done with story time yet. Damn it!
Sorry.
We didn't plan for this. Dakota was a victim of a crime, and we're working through this.
I am.
So you're out $40 for a radio and some trash that they took out of your truck.
Yeah. It was an old stereo too. Like it was one of the. It didn't even have an aux port or anything. It was one of those where you had to take the face of it off to put the CD in.
You should have taken the face off so they wouldn't steal it.
Yeah. Well,
it sounds like they did a favor.
They really did, and they took
did.
your chloroform rags and threw them away for you. So
they didn't even.
You better hold on to Audrey Joe because you won't be able to get another one without those rags.
They didn't even take the adapter plug for the stereo. They just proceeded to cut the wires on the wrong side of the plug.
Do you have full coverage on this 25-year-old truck?
No. I have like the lowest liability coverage.
You got the general.
Were you thinking about replacing the stereo?
Oh, yeah.
We'll
the
see.
Stereo was getting replaced.
I see nothing but positive.
When are you building this garage so you can lock up your things? Because this is...
The truck's not even going to go in the garage. I just have to protect the nice Dodge Journey from getting broken into.
Her car.
Right. The car that gets driven places.
Right. But we've... Man. You're in danger now, man.
I am. I've been targeted. My initial reaction was to call Harry.
Yeah.
And see if he knew anybody.
See if he'll shake anybody down for you.
Right. Well, I just didn't know if it was any, like,
one of his friends
that he knew.
Somebody from the IT community.
And he said no. He said nobody he knew would stoop that low to steal oil rags.
I didn't know anything about this. I feel terrible. And I didn't read chat, apparently. I missed a portion of chat today.
You did. You missed it. I don't even know. My oil rags. I have to check the oil in the truck. Do they not know this? They
were probably going to steal it. They discovered the oil rags and they said, "The hell with this. I can't afford something that gets 7 miles per gallon. You can keep it, Mr. Davis."
That's
plus it's profiling.
Correct.
As soon as they stole it, they would have gotten pulled over for having terrible headlights.
Oh, the headlights are fixed now.
Yeah, you've doubled the value of it.
Yep.
I don't have my truck back yet, by the way. I'm still more than a week away.
More than a week away?
More than a week away. They called me today and said, everything's going great with your repair, Mr. Morrell. But it's going to be
Is that why it's taking so long?
It's going to be a week from Wednesday. There were no parts. They decided they couldn't save the parts that they said they could save. That's how they get you. We think we can fix this.
Bittner
couldn't fix it. So we're working on it again.
So
back to this girlfriend thing. How old is she, man? Is she under 30? Is she a young lady, or are you a stepdad? You got kids now?
No. Not yet.
Not yet. We working on it? I'm getting the visual nose.
Next subject.
No. All right. Is it serious, or it's just like, yeah, she's the girl I go to the Elks with?
No.
You're an Elk member?
Well, per se. I haven't paid my dues in 2 years, but
See, you people infiltrate my podcast.
Man.
I've only been to the Rushville Elks Club with Bones and
That's
and
the
other
only
friends
place
down
I
there.
see Jer. Is that?
Yeah, at the Rushville Elks.
Yeah.
Or at a house party that he'll show up at. If there's one in Rush County, but my cousin moved from there, so he won't show up down there anymore.
Oh, Francis moved?
No, she lives up here.
I had no idea.
Yeah, she lives up in Newcastle now.
So she's really moving up. She got rid of Matt Ray and now
Yes.
and now moved from Rush County to Henry County.
I think he's left the town too.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure he's. I have not talked to him in a while, but I hopefully Matt's doing well, and he's
doing Matt.
He's a big time attorney in the big city.
Yeah,
wearing suits. and
DNR.
things. Is he really?
He works for DNR.
Oh, just like his brother.
Yes.
Very cool.
Sounds very successful.
Well, he's a good guy.
Although Matt still uses his law degree. And Mickey doesn't.
Well, it's cool.
Matt and Mickey. These are brothers?
Yes.
They're not from a Disney movie?
They're not.
They're not
from
villains from a Disney movie?
They're from Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. The
There.
big city.
The big time.
Big time.
Someday we'll maybe be able to afford Indianapolis, but until then, you're north of Q Avenue, and I'm here in White Estates.
I'll never be able to afford Indianapolis. My life
You could
will
probably
be lived.
afford Beech Grove.
Yeah.
You could get inside 465.
Maybe James Neese will let me move into his...
He lives in
Irvington.
Tipton.
Irvington, maybe.
Yeah, Irvington's all right. I'm not bashing Irvington. All right, so we had some items programmed here that we had talked about. My week, I've had a heck of a week. I went to Chicago over the weekend to see my brother's girlfriend. I call her New Hannah because I have a sister Hannah and then New Hannah. So Hannah Ray was she's in the opera. Do you know this?
Oh.
She's an opera. She's a classically trained opera. She's going to school.
Way to
She's-
go,
Oh,
Danny.
this is new Hannah. I thought that it was...
No, not
I
Hannah
thought it
Diane.
was
Hannah
your
Diane has
sister.
no singing talent whatsoever.
Huh.
No,
Okay.
this is new Hannah. So we go up to Chicago. My mom and dad, Sarah and myself, ride up in my dad's Mercedes, big time.
Oh, yeah.
that Rush County money.
I
So
bet
we-
that fit right in up there.
yeah.
Oh, he's got a
well, it
Mercedes
did
now.
Yeah, they've had a lot of Mercedes. He's like a Mercedes
The
collector.
last time I think I've seen your mom and dad, they were in the Audi.
Yes.
Or
Well, he
Dad's
sold that
truck.
to Brett Bittner, actually.
Oh.
And then Brett crashed that car or broke it, sold it for cheap, and then he crashed my car. And but I love Brett. He's a great guy. Anyway, yeah, he doesn't have the Audi anymore. He's had a couple of. He had like a mid-'80s Audi or mid-'80s Mercedes. My mom's got the baby blue 72 220 diesel.
They'll
That's
never
an
get rid of
awesome
that
car.
thing.
Yeah, they'll have that forever. We put a second motor in it already, and then he's driving like some early 2000s one. He found a sweet deal on Craigslist. There's a guy in this is turning into commercials again, Dakota, but there's a guy in Gwenville,
Yes.
Arlington, Gwenville, who works on Mercedes. So
Morristown.
yeah, somewhere in between. Yes,
Motown.
Yeah, Jim
Down
Coffey, I think is the
Motown.
guy's name. You got to know a guy to get to the guy, but he does excellent
he'll hook
work.
you up,
Yeah.
Once again, I'm looking great today because of my Harry's razor.
No, they haven't paid for anything. Jim Coffey
okay.
keeps my parents' cars rolling, so we'll
Yes.
give him a free plug. So yeah, that's why they drive the Mercedes. They're not that elite. They're just the one mechanic that's in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's what he works on. So that's what they get.
So, Bones,
We were talking about
you're
my
an
trip. Go ahead.
avid listener.
I am.
What has been your favorite episode besides this one?
Probably the ones he's been mentioned on.
Yeah, that's pretty big time for me.
Because yeah, there's hundreds of people listening, and if
I
your name
understand
comes up,
that.
you're doing very well.
I brought you guys international.
That's true. You were in the Caribbean. I got corrected. I said you were in the Bahamas, and in fact, you were
In Bermuda.
in Bermuda.
Bermuda.
Which is a little farther north.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
it's all the islands.
Yes.
I don't know. I've been once again, you don't drive there. You
No,
get on a
you
boat
don't.
and you take a cruise,
Or you
or you
take a
get on a
plane.
plane and you land.
Yes.
It's like yes, I'm flying to Dallas. It says that different than Houston? Hell if I know. I just get on the plane and I sit down and I'm there. You don't know any different.
No.
Whatever. It's all warm and the water's clear and blue.
Oh, it was really clear.
I'm sure that the people in Dallas and Houston would fundamentally disagree with that.
But you don't know when you get on the plane if you're landing in San Diego or L.A. It's just, yep, I'm on the map.
You typically know because it says on your ticket where you're
Now
going.
your autism is shining through. Congratulations.
By the way,
Who got married, by the way?
Jeff.
Jeff got married.
Jeff got married.
Did he take his wife's name, or did he go with Westling?
She went with Wesley.
Oh, okay. Well, that's old school.
I hope
You gotta
the
respect
listeners
that, I
don't feel
guess.
bad
Yeah.
because I don't know these people either.
Well, I thought you Elks people had to communicate. Doesn't the Rushville Elks
we can't. We don't talk
adopt
about
the
that.
Newcastle
No, that
Elks,
doesn't
or
happen.
who's like the big brother? Who's the older lodge?
I have no idea. When
No
was the
clue.
Rushville Lodge founded?
We had it's 102 years now.
Yeah, we're older.
Okay.
Oh,
114.
114. Wow. Very close.
very close.
They've got security. I can just walk in the door down at the Rushville Oaks and they let me in.
We're welcome anybody.
Newcastle, very, very hot.
They still think they're a little uppity up
They
there.
don't have any parking. They're trying to close down city streets so that they
We're
can have
working on
things.
that. We're working on the parking
We have
situation.
plenty of parking in Rushville.
No, there's Rushville Elks is great.
Well, that's just because nobody goes.
Okay. All right.
Plenty
Let's
busy.
Let's not throw stones. They have bingo.
Bingo.
I had a
Monday,
political
Wednesdays.
fundraiser at the Rushville Oaks once. I spoke.
It's Thirsty Thursday. It's wing night down there tonight.
Is it 50-cent wings still?
Yes.
When you had I used to come down for wing night all the time when
Actually, sounds
Francis
pretty
when
good.
Scott Philpott was down there
that's
frying
right,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wings sound pretty good right now.
Well, maybe if you play your cards right, you can take us to Buffalo Wild Wings here in Newcastle.
All right,
We've got
all
one of
right,
those
all right.
here.
We'll try that.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
I can drink as much as I want to tonight because I don't have to drive home.
I have to get up. Yes, you're riding your bicycle.
You still get a DUI,
You're
believe.
taking your Huffy. Not if he's on the sidewalk.
Oh, okay.
Probably. We don't have sidewalks, though, yet.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
North of Main Street, he'll have sidewalks. We're in a county.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By
Anyway.
the way, I am pleasantly surprised, being an avid listener.
That he's got all his teeth.
Well, he's got all of his teeth. And you remember me texting you saying, does Dakota smoke a lot of pot?
Yeah. Yeah, I do,
Well,
actually.
Here's my thinking behind that. And last week, you guys had a conversation about you kind of
His
being...
speech pattern.
Speech pattern.
Have you been practicing your
So,
diaphragm?
I've been trying so hard.
Breathing deep?
I've been driving around in my work bucket truck, speaking to myself, taking notes from Bob and Tom,
So when
learning
I'm
how to speak.
Tom
on
and
my
Josh.
mower listening, I'm hearing Dakota's voice, and I'm thinking, this guy sounds a whole lot like Garth from Wayne's World. And so I'm just sitting there thinking,
Garth from Wayne's World.
there's this dude with blonde hair and glasses smoking pot, and Jeremiah's hanging out with him.
And Jeremiah's hired him for his podcast. You know how he got the job?
How?
First, he's local.
Oh, well, that helps.
And two, he agreed to split the cost of the recorder with me.
Perfect.
So,
Correct.
yeah, that's his co-hosting. That's how he got it.
Is that the recorder there?
That's it. This is the Zoom X1, I believe it is. And we record... no, it's an H2N. Zoom H2N.
Does it cost more than $40?
Yeah, it costs, I don't know, I think we got it for $160 or $180, something like that. And we have a stolen board and some $40 or $50 microphones.
Perfect.
And some cables that are $8 a piece or so. So, a couple $100. You too could be in the podcast industry.
So, like I said, I am pleasantly surprised that Dakota's not blonde hair. He's clean cut. Looks like he's got a pretty good head on the shoulders.
I mean,
Kind of
we've had
wishes
my-
he had the blonde hair. He'd be more pure that way.
yeah.
It would be. I'd be closer to my German heritage.
Oh boy! All right, yeah. So anyway, I was driving to Chicago with my parents, and we went up and listened to the big performance from Hannah. I have never seen an opera before in my life. I was hoping for closer to Warner Brothers Looney Tunes, but it wasn't. But that was fine. It was cultural anyway.
Was it neat?
It was in English. It was
Did you have
in
a good time?
Yeah, I did. It was good.
It wasn't in Italian.
It was in English. It was Little Women, which I had never read. Being homeschooled, nobody made me read that, and I wasn't going to. So
I went to public school and I didn't read
Well, I
it
don't
either.
think
I
read it
remember
either.
I remember people reading it, and I was like, nope, not reading that. So I didn't. So I had no idea what was going on, and it was all sung. There was like one sentence that was spoken word. So I'm Googling, trying to understand the story. I got through it. It was cool. And there's a young lady on his phone. He didn't make it up. There's a picture of there's teeth. It's
There is.
him and a nice. She's got most of her teeth and everything. Congratulations.
He's hiding it now.
Yeah, he's reading the text. She's saying, "What are you doing?"
No. I was just reading the top 3 of the draft, NBA draft tonight.
Yeah, the Sixers and the they were
Lakers.
Yeah, Pacers have not made a trade, right?
They have not as far as my phone's concerned.
If you're listening to this podcast for draft updates,
You're behind.
Just go ahead and go to ESPN.com and
Yes.
look at the entire draft and let us know how it went, because it won't be out yet. We're time shifting. If you're lucky, this will be out Friday.
I do not follow sports at all.
None.
In the least.
Well, there's a -1 for you.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
I played football in high school.
Yeah, I know. I made fun of your
and then
football picture.
Then I switched to golf.
Hey,
So
+1.
Yeah. So
now I'm at a positive. I'm at a 0.
You're to 0.
So I can deal with that. A 0 is okay.
You're neutral, I guess.
Yep.
I guess golf's a sport. Pat McAfee on his podcast the other day said that there's a difference between sports and competition. Do you know what the difference is?
I've tried listening to Pat, and I
can't do it. Well, there's a negative one for Bones. Awkward moment here. So he doesn't like Pat.
I like Pat. I just don't want to hear him talk.
You just don't want to hear his podcast.
I think he's pretty funny.
Anyway, so he says there's the difference between a sport and a competition is a competition. It's arbitrary. Somebody's judging you, whereas a sport is there's a score. You have a score or a time, or it's a race, or a football game is 7-0. Golf is your 6 under.
Yeah.
Racing, you completed the race in 5 seconds faster than the next guy. Gymnastics or soccer or soccer. Soccer's barely a sport. Yeah. Gymnastics or ice skating or diving, it's competition. Cheerleading competition. So that's
you got to be nicer to soccer now. Remember, you're international.
I am international. However,
it's the world's game.
That's I really don't care.
Cheerleaders are still above.
I work
soccer.
for a Brazilian company, and I really don't give a damn.
Man,
yeah, don't
these
care.
are harsh words.
These are fighting words.
I would put cheerleading above soccer.
Yeah, I would.
I would rather watch it.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's no dude cheerleading that you're going to sit down and watch, but you.
No, is there competitive dude only cheerleading? Is that a thing, or is that just male gymnastics?
I think that's men's gymnastics. Yeah, that's exactly what that would be.
So synchronized diving.
Chicago drove up one day, watched this thing, got done. It's raining. Came all the way back. It's raining just like it feels like it's going to do now. The weather has taken another terrible, terrible turn.
Glasses are off.
It's serious.
You can hear the wind raining when it starts raining.
When it starts raining, it is impending rain right now. I don't see anything on the pool, so we're going to continue.
I will take the recorder.
You'll take the recorder. I will flip the power switch and run inside. Bones, you're going to unplug anything that's starting to fall. That's our plan. The wind is settled again.
So anything that's plugged in, I'm in charge of.
You're in charge of gathering and bringing inside, yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I think we're okay. The wind has died down again.
Can you get it all in one trip, you think?
He's going to have to. They're 20-foot cords.
I mean, I'm taking the recorder.
Just open the door up and I'll throw it in.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we're going to try to untangle stuff on the back end of this thing. So it was a terrible choice to sit out here tonight. It's very nerve-wracking. It's distracted from the entire podcast. You can hear the wind whipping in the background. Probably an F2 tornado coming our way. We're in the county, so we won't hear the sirens. If we were 5 houses over, we'd hear the city sirens.
Right, correct. Does the fire truck drive by, though?
We are protected by Henry County Fire, so the city fire department does cover us.
Huh, nice. I mean, the whole reason that you asked me, hey, you want to sit outside today?
It's because you're smoking.
I was like, yeah, it's Cigar and Bourbon Thursday.
Right, and you don't have any bourbon.
I don't even have any bourbon. I didn't see any.
By the way, I appreciate that as a smoker.
Yeah, I have bourbon inside.
I didn't see any that I wanted.
There's only a couple kinds.
I really only wanted Evan Williams.
Ooh, classy.
Yeah, I've got a couple kinds of Jim Beam, and then I have some other whiskeys, but not bourbons.
I understand.
Very
I just
don't know
ran
if
out
Evan
of.
Williams is classified as a bourbon or a whiskey.
I think Evan Williams is a whiskey.
I'm pretty sure it says on the bottle I have at home that it's a Kentucky bourbon.
I don't know. I don't know for sure. Bourbon was supposed to come from Bourbon County back in the day, and now they've gotten a little more loose with that, and now it's just Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah.
But it was Bourbon County, Kentucky. It was what they stamped on the barrels before they put it on the barge going down the river. I sell down in Kentucky, so I know this.
It's a sore subject down there.
Well, there's a lot of sore subjects down there. They make Toyotas down there now, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Toyotas
Is Bourbon
and Ford
County
trucks.
now a dry county? That would be.
It very well could be.
That would be hilarious.
Very well could be. Bones is lighting his third, by the way. Just if we're keeping track at home.
He never finishes them though.
No, I don't.
He's got a little bit there.
See,
He's got like
I'm never going to finish.
inch
I'm never going to finish this damn Chicago story, so we can get to the meat of this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Basically, went up, watched the thing. It was great. Drove home. Terrible rain. Awful storm. Got home at 3:30 in the morning. Driving my mom and dad. My dad's car. He doesn't know how to change the time zone, so I didn't realize we'd been on Central Time the entire trip.
Yeah.
So I'm furious at 2:00 in the morning, figuring out that I'm getting home at 3:30 and not 2:30 because we had to get up. I had to be on the west side for Father's Day activities with Sarah's family at 7:45, west side of Indy. So I had 2.5 hours sleep, and I was fighting a cold, not feeling great, a little sick. Dakota has abandoned our podcast. He's walked away.
He's done.
He's over there being blonde and lighting
Checked
something.
Out. He's checked out.
He's lighting something. I don't know.
Smells like skunk back here now.
Yeah, it's rough.
No blonde hair though yet.
No, you are getting some grays in that beard though.
I noticed that the other day. I was looking in the mirror.
The longer it gets, the
you know,
more
you do like a close up, and it's like,
yeah, you got
ugh.
like 3 colors. You got red, you got blonde or gray, and then you're brown. Maybe 4 colors.
You guys could have a sponsor just for men.
Just for men. Just for Dakota.
You know, I have a coworker who grew out his mustache, and we were making fun of him because he has brown hair, but his mustache came in and it was blonde.
Yeah.
And he's like 28 years old, so we were making fun of him, you know, for still having peach fuzz. Obviously, it wasn't peach fuzz; it was very coarse, just happened to be blonde. And he went out and dyed it. He dyed his mustache.
I tried to convince my brother. My brother has gone completely gray. I don't know if you've seen him lately.
Oh.
His hair has gone completely gray.
Oh my!
But his eyebrows are still they're a little bit. I said, Danny, go get a bottle and just dye your hair jet black, but don't fix anything else.
Does Danny listen?
No, he does not listen to this at all.
I'm
Gotcha.
surprised
He
that you
won't
guys
listen.
are on speaking terms right now after the pool party.
No, we're great.
I mean, you did try to pry his mouth open and pour Guinness in
He
it.
was trying to leave a party too early.
Well,
You don't do that.
He's got gray hair. He's getting old.
He's settling down.
He told you that you were trashing your house.
I was
and
destroying my house.
And he wasn't going to sit back and watch it, so he was leaving
Yeah,
with his opera singing girlfriend.
he just wanted out.
So he's getting old, and now he's getting classy because he's going to the opera.
He is more cultured than he's ever been in his life.
Yeah, this is.
It's a strange development for all of us.
He's
He'll
also
go to a
apparently
museum.
grouchy.
Well, he's Danny. Danny was called Oscar as a kid. Oscar the Grouch. He literally had that nickname when he was like 6 or 7.
Oh,
We
that's
called him Oscar.
hilarious.
So him being grouchy is nothing new to any of us. But I'm glad you've noticed.
He's always in a good mood when I see him. So
Yeah.
He was in a great mood at the start of the party,
Yeah.
but as things progressed, after all the parents left,
The stress picked up
Yep.
as he felt more and more responsibility.
After he picked up all the trash in the yard for the 4th time.
I spent a tremendous amount of time picking up trash. I have no idea how all of these people created so much trash, but I filled my trash dumpster completely, and I probably put 8 bags in Dakota's truck the
I
next
put
morning.
6 bags in my truck.
It was
Yeah.
unbelievable the amount of trash you people produced here. If you make an appearance, make sure you bring a truck. You're staying the night, and you're taking a half dozen bags home with yourself as well. So yeah, I got up. We went to the racetrack the next day, Vintage Day at the Speedway, Father's Day, and my parents were supposed to go too. They chickened out on me. It didn't work out. So I got home at 3:30 in the afternoon and just crashed and slept the entire Sunday afternoon until it was time to go to work Monday morning. I was done.
It's what happens when you turn 42, Jer.
Okay, that's not funny. Not funny. 33 and 11/12 coming up on a birthday.
11/12.
11/12
What does that mean?
means I'm next month.
there's 12 months in a year.
And 11/12.
Yeah, 33 and 11/12.
Yeah.
All right.
Complex. I know you just went to try high. You didn't go to anything further.
No.
But yeah, we're doing fractions, buddy.
I thought you were saying 33 in, like
No. 33
in 11
and
twelfths. You were going
33
to be
and 11/12.
Okay. Now I
Or
understand.
much more advanced than homeschool.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We'll round up and say 34 here in a few weeks.
All right.
The birds are chirping again. The weather still doesn't look great. This is the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast with Jeremiah Morrell, Dakota Davis, and Bones Harcourt. Are you one of the top Republican donor Harcourts? Not even distant. I know there aren't a lot of branches.
Distant.
They don't invite you over. They don't.
They
claim
do
you.
for family reunions,
Right.
But nothing else.
But nothing close.
They invite you over like Jeremiah invites you over, and you just don't show up.
No.
No, they. I mean, his family. They host major Republican fundraisers down there
Wow.
in Milroy. I went to one once.
In Milroy.
Oh, you did?
I did once. Yeah, when I was a Republican, I played in your circles.
Were you Joe's house or Jean Ann's?
Jean Ann's house.
Jean Ann's down
It
by
was-
the river.
Yes, yeah. She had it was a birthday party or something for Mike
Jean Ann's
Pence.
very big in the Republican
he
Party.
was raising. Well, she makes the signs for every Republican in the state of Indiana. The political yard signs. If you're Republican, you go see his family.
Yeah.
They
You want to
make
see
all the
you
yard
want a
signs.
pencil?
Man.
Come see.
Republicans, who's who, right?
That's it.
Right,
He's
sitting right here in the
that's why
Boss Hog of Liberty poolside.
That's why he got that $100 back on election day in 2011.
Yes.
I hope you claim that on
Understand.
your taxes because IRS listens,
No.
and it's not far enough back.
I don't know. Is it? Had to be far enough.
7 years. That would be next year. Ugh, man, Boy, we screwed you a little bit there. You're going to have to go back and add $100 of income back in on your 2011 taxes.
We're just going to have to wait a year to put this out.
Nope, probably not. Probably not. This is going up. You're risking it now.
Yes.
What
episode is this?
This is episode 12.
Episode 12.
Episode 12.
Unless it's next year, then
the Phantom
it's,
Podcast.
Episode 112.
Yes. So much has happened since episode 12 and 112. Dakota got married and
divorced,
and other things happened. Boy, how about that baby you had, huh?
Yeah.
And then the second one.
No.
And then the triplets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had to move off of Q Avenue. On down to Q Avenue, south of Q Avenue.
Yeah.
Back into the Tri-District where your people come from.
I cannot have a child until I live south of Q Avenue.
It's a life goal.
That's the rule for right now.
That's great. I hope you go home and tell Audrey that tonight. We cannot have any children until we live south of Q Avenue.
I mean, I can't move out of that house for like another 8 years.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's paid off. I cannot afford to.
There is no way you're going to go 8 years without having a kid.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
No. I don't think so.
I'll go 8 years. Audrey's going to be an
Shit
OB.
happens.
Like,
Listen. Shit happens.
I really feel like we should bet some money on this.
All right. I'll put some money on it right now.
$50.
I got a grand.
$50?
$50. You have a kid in the next 8 years, you owe me $50. You don't have a kid in the next 8 years, you hunt me down and I'll give you $50.
Hunt you down? You saying we're not going to be friends in 8 years?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you'll live south of Q Avenue. I think we'll be together.
Man.
But get your phone out and mark some, put an event in your calendar on June 22nd, 2025. Jeremiah owes you $50 if you don't have any kids.
All right.
She can't be pregnant either. You can't have one in the incubator. If you haven't had a birth announcement, we're going to have a kid at Christmas of 2025.
There will be an ultrasound on this date.
Yes, we will have
years.
Bones will be in charge of arranging some sort of a transvaginal ultrasound or something.
Actually,
whatever the least invasive
is.
is.
Give me $50 now. I'll be
You'll
the
hold
escrow.
it. That would be great. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good plan.
He'll
front the 50.
Interest?
He'll front the 50,
Okay.
and then you can give it to me.
All right.
And I'll hold on to mine because I'm the boss. Hog of Liberty.
I don't think that's how it's going to work.
Boy, this bet is not working out.
No.
That's people
He's
north
really-
of. Just because I live north of Q Avenue doesn't mean I'm a tweaker. I mean,
Tweaker or twerker?
tweaker.
Twitterer?
I thought he was a big pothead, but he looks pretty clean cut to me, so I don't see tweaker.
I got
Yeah, I don't see a tweaker there.
I don't either.
Let's see here. So we were going to cover so my week at work. I worked in Muncie all week. I was pretty tied up with some stuff there, but I work on the south side of Muncie. Out at my office. I have an office, second floor. Look out my window. I see Macedonian Memorial Avenue. Moderate intersection, stoplights, liquor store, tobacco shop, very classy neighborhood. Between my office and there is an alleyway. So Tuesday, OmniSource truck versus pickup truck hit each other, car alarm and everything. So I see a car accident. Wednesday, that was Tuesday. Wednesday, somebody has a heart attack and they come and pick them up in the ambulance at the tobacco shop. And then today,
Nice.
and then later that day, yesterday, a semi hauling some of our steel hit a power pole, ripped the power line out of one of the lines, I guess, started a small fire, knocked our shop out of power for about 3 hours.
Thank God that's not my area.
Thank God that wasn't your problem, yeah. And then today, I'm sitting at my desk, and I get buzzed by a helicopter about 20 feet above the office.
That's incredible.
We later find out it's the power company
Was it?
checking the lines.
Yeah.
Because they thought there was going to be damage.
I have been trying, since I got this job, I've been trying diligently to get a helicopter ride one day.
Those guys scared the hell out of me. And they
It's
are not...
incredible
I thought
what
they
they
were
do.
doing a manhunt. Because they were literally like 20 feet above the lines. I could almost... It was... I could have seen the pilot in the face.
I mean, being on the south side of Muncie,
I thought manhunt.
Manhunt.
I truly thought it was a manhunt.
We met-
Because they went all the way up and down, or east and west, and then they started going down south towards the park, and I was like, they're searching every... It was like... The
it's
fugitive or U.S. Marshals with them outhouses and back porches and setting up a perimeter. I thought Tommy Lee Jones was there with his bloodhounds looking for somebody.
Yeah, they just fly the lines and make sure that there's no vegetation growing, getting ready to get into them. They call in stuff. It's awesome, and like they will land like they'll just find a place behind a restaurant, or like an open parking lot, and they'll just park the helicopter right there and go in and get lunch and then
get food, and buzz back out.
I work with one of the people that I work with. Got the opportunity to do a ride along with him, and he said that they walked into this diner. They literally just parked in the diner's parking lot with a helicopter. And he said they walked in, and he said he felt like he was in Top Gun. And everybody was looking at him like they were about to stand up and give him a standing ovation for being badasses and flying a helicopter and landing it in a diner parking lot.
Like he flew it. He's just sitting on the thing and walks in. But whatever. It's cool. It's all good. So let's get to the programming portion of this show, Dakota. You sent some show notes in. You did some planning.
I've been trying a little bit harder.
You've been working at it, trying to make sure that you don't get fired.
You told me I wasn't holding my end.
Well, I didn't do that. Dear Leader checked in, and he had comments.
No. You told me that Dear Leader's co-host writes all the show notes.
He does write the show notes.
And I needed to start
holding my end up. And they are multiple pages long. And yes, that's true. So you sent in something, and I have unemployment written down over here. What's unemployment? What are we talking about?
Unemployment?
Yeah, unemployment. Uh-oh. This is like a test he studied for, but then he forgot the answer.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What's the deal?
We're talking about, I think on the last episode, it was either episode 11 or 10, we talked about a universal basic income.
Yes.
And kind of what we thought about that. It just so happened I got my Reason magazine in the mail. Or do you read Reason?
No.
Okay.
Do you read?
Well,
I do read, but Reason...
Sports Illustrated.
That question is just standard for anybody from Rush County. Now, do you read?
Do you read?
Can you read?
Listen here, Triton Central.
Try high school.
Try high.
You're not Trojans. You're... What the hell are you? Titans.
We're Titans.
You're the Titans down there. Yep. I was a Viking.
A Viking.
For like 10
You guys
minutes.
don't even have football.
Undefeated since 1962.
Whatever.
Where the Vikings at?
Blue River.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was a Viking.
5th grade and part of 6th grade. Blue River Valley. Then I dropped out, never to go back again.
I was a Viking for 2 years.
Where at? Which year?
Kindergarten and first grade.
Kindergarten and first.
Did you do homeschool because you were a troubled child? This always baffled me.
No.
My mom would never really answer this when I asked her.
I was what you would call gifted.
Screech!
Yeah. No, my parents just didn't want any more of the public schooling, so they pulled all of us out at the same time. It was not any one of us that was the problem.
Okay.
The issue.
It was Danny, wasn't it?
It was a lifestyle. Yes, it was Danny. It was a lifestyle choice more than anything else.
Gotcha.
We wanted, to make me grow up in 1940s America on a farm with nothing. So that's what it was. So that's my childhood. Back to Dakota and his unemployment talk.
Okay, but anyway,
basic
universal basic income.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you didn't hear what that was, it's basically where everybody across the population would get some sort of a government check. It's like a welfare program, but instead you'd be getting all of your money up front for the year.
Right.
And this would be for everybody, no matter if you made
$1 million a year,
or if you were Donald Trump, you would get a check probably for somewhere around $40,000. I think is the number that we were talking about. And anyway, this all came up because people are predicting more and more jobs being taken by technology, industrialization. We've seen it here in the Midwest, the Steel Belt. All of our, Chrysler and places like that have shut down, leaving a lot of people unemployed, and people are thinking that this is just going to continue to progress to where by the year 2035, 80% of jobs will no longer exist.
Right.
The Reason article that I actually stumbled across in the magazine was talking about the fallacy of a technological unemployment, how the statistical improbabilities with that are not congruent with what we've seen in the past as technology advances. It's kind of hard to pinpoint because obviously we've never had this much technology, but humans have a way to adapt.
Technology just makes us more productive. It doesn't mean that we just don't need buggy whip manufacturers anymore.
Right.
We move on to something else that we need. Instead of making buggy whips, we make Chevrolets or
Which is
Toyotas.
Or Fords.
Oh, yes.
Correct. Really, the only reason I brought it up is because we talked about the universal basic income.
Yeah.
And then I happened to stumble across this magazine article that said,
So check your Reason magazine.
we're never going to need that.
It's a portion of the fair tax that people talk about. The prebate is kind of along those lines. But instead of giving somebody the entire check, a $40,000 check, you would get enough to untax you to the to the poverty line. So Adam Bones would receive a check for $5,000, divided by 12 or whatever it is. Every month you get a check, and that would untax you up to the poverty line. You would pay no income taxes, but then every time you spend something, you would pay taxes on it that way, which has been kicked around a number of times by some Republicans, and Democrats, and Libertarians. Big cough there from the boss hog Liberty himself. So, yeah, that's it sounds like pure socialism, right? The universal basic income, but it would allow you to completely eliminate all government welfare programs because everybody gets something to start with.
Right. And it would do away with so much bureaucracy, so much red tape that we have right now. And I don't remember the exact number, and you can correct me if I'm sure that you've heard this somewhere, but there's so much money that is like lost in the shuffle of government and paying employees and pensions and stuff.
Just the government overhead.
That if you just took the money from the people and gave it directly to the poor, then it would equal out to about $50,000 to every family of 4 that is below the poverty line in the United States. So effectively, you would actually be saving money with the universal basic income. I don't know, it seems like something that would go hand in hand with a gulag, but I don't know, it could work theoretically, but like we talked about before, it's probably not going to be needed.
Bernie Sanders Davis over here. That's what we got.
You're the one that told a young lady at the pool party that we were 2 Bernie bros running a podcast.
You're welcome. I was trying to help Chris. I was helping a guy out. You've done that before.
Yeah.
Little white lie never hurt anybody.
No.
Forrest Gump's mama said that, right?
Yes.
Was that a little white lie? Because
That's a
I feel
little
like
white lie.
that was just like
Here we are
No, that's a
advocating.
white
old
lie.
face.
You guys run a podcast, right?
Yeah. And are we advocating for some of Bernie's policies?
You're not totally against Bernie.
Maybe 60% of his policies.
I wouldn't say 60.
You'd be surprised at how much you agree with Bernie on. It's just the economic stuff you don't like. The social things you're fine, mostly.
Right. Mostly.
Right.
I don't know. Bernie doesn't.
Don't you go alienating your fans.
He doesn't stand.
Don't crush them.
He doesn't stand firm with my German heritage like I thought he would.
So what's this about honeybees? Economics solving honeybee problems. Another reason article from Dakota.
Economics? No. This is the beauty of capitalism. Pure American capitalism.
So we've heard that bees are being killed, right? Honeybees are like being murdered by people like my sister who work for big chemical.
Wait, your sister works for Monsanto?
She works for Helena Chemical.
Well,
the second worst.
Yeah, among the worst, the GMOs. Which, by the way, I advocate for Purdue University and the ag school. So this is all tongue in cheek. No farms, no food, people. Anyway, please continue. We also need the honeybees.
Yeah, we do need honeybees, and it just seems like every time that we get on any type of social media, you'll come across some kind of an article about the bees dying.
Oh
and
my
how
God,
it's
my
the end of the
Instagram
world.
is full of dead honeybees.
Snapchat's overrun with it.
Honey pots everywhere.
Yeah, honey pots. You'd see like little tiny headstones that say, "Here lie Mr. Bee. He lived the year of 2016." And it's alarming. It is sad.
There are hundreds of thousands of bees in every single bee colony.
Right.
That is a lot of little tiny headstones.
I
wonder
killed
they're so
one
busy.
today. I'm not gonna lie. He was in the truck. I was driving. I didn't want him in the truck.
It's just
he was pretty well screwed anyway. If you were driving away with him, he's like, "Well, I'm not coming home."
Yeah.
Right. He's like, "Okay, I'll just lay right here on the dash. You can just do it quickly."
Yep.
No, this article, I've fallen victim to it, reading it
Reading, yeah. It gets the best of us.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, oh, my God, we're all going to die. The bees are dying. We're going to run out of food. We're going to be like Venezuela. This article was eye-opening, to say the least.
You look very, very, very alarmed.
I am #woke.
Yes.
This is like full Alex Jones.
Oh, you're speaking at double speed, Dakota. I can tell that you are worked up.
It blew my mind. And then the more research I did on their sources, I realized that they were telling the truth, which blew my mind even more. Because I thought, at first, I started reading this article, and I thought that they were just lying.
You were looking at citations?
Yeah.
What kind of animal are you?
I was screeching.
Okay.
Our article sounds like the Bee Movie with Jerry Seinfeld.
I watched, Sarah and I flew to Las Vegas in March, and she watched the Bee Movie on her iPad, and I literally didn't hear it. I watched the Bee Movie. Yeah.
I've watched it several times. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I've never finished it.
I've never seen it.
It looked fine. She made friends with the bee, I could tell, and the husband didn't like it, and they hung out, and I think he tried to get rid of it.
Is this the animation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Jerry Seinfeld's in it.
I couldn't tell because, it was...
I'm Jerry Seinfeld!
I had no audio. And at this point, Sarah's in her car yelling, going, I offered up an earbud, and I didn't take it because I
Why would you? It's the Bee Movie.
I think she turned on, once again, I couldn't tell it's Jerry Seinfeld, but I think she did turn on subtitles when she saw that I was peeking over. Anyway, please continue with your bee story.
Okay, so anyway, we've all been lied to. The bees are not dying at an alarming rate. And I know.
Shocked, we say.
We'll just sit here in silence and let everybody soak that up, because it's big news to take in right now.
We'll edit out that silence later on the back end, guys. It will not feel like there was any silence, but I assure you there was real silence there.
Okay,
expert editing.
There's silence.
Okay.
The bees are not dying. The bees have died, but the bees have always died. It is part of life. It just so happened that there was a particular... Are we going
to blame mites? Is this going to come down to mites?
No, it's not mites.
Bee mites.
It's just this beekeeper. He lives in Pennsylvania, but his bee colonies are actually in Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
So he can only drive down there once a year to check on them. And he's got, I forget it was like 40 million bees or something that he takes care of.
Okay.
An astronomical amount that had a 4 in it. And, yeah, so there you go, run with it.
Who counts bees?
I think
Who signs up for that job?
I hope you're doing it by volume.
I
bet their fingers are enormous.
Yeah, I had that little squiggly dash in front of it. So
approximately.
Okay. And this guy goes down there, and usually he has like 3 or 4 hives that have died.
Yes.
But whenever he had went down there this past year, or whenever, it was like triple the amount of hives had died off. And he couldn't figure out why. It turns out there were like 3 other people in the Tampa area who also had a lot of hives die. But that's about the extent as our problem goes.
Okay.
Is people were freaking out because...
So you're saying the problem is in Pasco and Hillsborough County, Florida, and that's it.
We are now...
Ooh,
this was back in 2012. And right now the Department of Agriculture is stating that there are more beehives that are commercially farmed than ever in the history of the United States.
Okay.
The bees are not dying, folks. We are going to be okay.
Well, the bees aren't dying because people are, like, harvesting them now.
Yes.
Yeah, I've thought about being a backyard bee guy.
That is what the point of this article was. How capitalism saved the bees.
Everybody wants one in their backyard now because they think it's a problem.
Here, I thought it was the hippies that saved the bees.
Nope. Pure capitalism. Sorry, Bernie. If this had been a social democracy, we would have had to wait 3 years to vote on whether or not we could allow people to decide
who was going to have the bees.
Right. We would have been rationing our honey supplies, and
so my baby sister is allergic to bees. That's my one concern, is that she has to have the EpiPen.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I've got a bee colony in the backyard, she will never come over
No.
again.
I mean, it depends on your feelings towards Hannah.
Well,
I've never seen her over here, and I'm here
a lot.
every week, sometimes more than once a week.
It's true. That's true. Yeah, she's she went and got her degree at Trine, and she's hell, I hardly see her. she I don't see her very much. She moved out of the county. She lives down in Morristown now too.
With her,
She's a
with a
Shelby
man,
gal.
right?
Yeah, she moved. She's got a fellow.
How do you
she
feel
didn't
about
move
that?
real far away.
No, she didn't go far either.
How do you feel about the fellow?
He's a hero, man. He's a fireman.
He's a fireman.
He's a fireman.
Oh, I thought he was a
Professional.
hero for dating Hannah.
Well, that too.
Oh, okay.
That too. They're 3 or 4 years together.
You say hero, I think like he was in the military.
Oh, I mean, he's
He runs into burning buildings.
yeah.
I mean, you got to be a hero or somewhat crazy.
He does big work. He whenever there's a terrible car accident on 74 in that 3-mile stretch of I-74 that Shelbyville's responsible for, he's over there with a shovel picking up things.
Between the casino and Shelbyville.
That's
Ooh,
pretty much it.
That sounded very grotesque. He was picking
know.
up things with a shovel.
Why do you think they pick it up? They don't have a big vacuum.
Yeah.
I just figured they use their hands because they're like, they're not just going to scoop up the remnants of me after I get in a horrible car accident. And
Would you pick up a dead body with your hands?
I'll probably.
Like a brain?
Eh.
Have you heard this story?
I'm not.
There was in the paper. It was an ugly mess.
Oh.
Ugly mess. But Bones has pretty much got it right. Awful.
Yeah.
Awful. Yeah. Shovels, man. Shovels and gloves. That's all. That's what I would do. Don't get yourself killed on the interstate.
No.
Do that somewhere else.
If you're going to get killed,
North
just
of Q,
don't do it on the
preferably.
interstate. No, not. We can handle it. We've seen worse.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the honeybee
6
deal.
house fires in one night.
I tried to get my cousin who wants to remain nameless to come on here and talk about his honeybees, because I was fascinated. I've really thought about it. They've got, you don't have to have the fancy, like, take the plates out and scrape them and smoke it and all that. They've got these new honeybee farms where you take a little key, you put it in, you turn it sideways, it pops the honeycomb open, and all of the honey drains down out through a spigot, and then you close it back up, and they rebuild it, and none of the bees die, and it does great. And you only take the right amount of honey out, because they only build the honeycomb in areas where the queen can't go through. So the other places where they've got the larva and the honey and whatever the other third thing is, he was really explaining it to me. It's royal jelly, I think it is. There's like 3 different cells that they can make: royal jelly, honey, and baby bees.
Yeah, I've heard.
And the
of that.
queen can only make those things. So yeah, but she can't get through to the other side. So that you turn a little key and just the honey comes out, and they've got enough honey in the other area to survive. And they live.
They put honey in everything now.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the back. You look at the back of that Guinness. I bet
I'm sure I bet there's honey and fish bladders in my Guinness bottle right here. Yeah, there's a ping pong ball in here. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
You didn't know? You ever had a Guinness?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I did know that.
Yeah, it's great for beer pong.
Yeah. You just got to get it out.
Got to get a Guinness.
Get out of the damn can.
You'll probably cut your hand open trying to get to it. But yeah, they don't have the ingredients listed. Probably because it's Irish. They don't want you to know. Guinness Drought. Arthur Guinness, brewed in Dublin, 14.9 ounces of pasteurized stout.
Hear that, people?
There you are.
Actually a ball. There.
Actually a ping pong ball with nitrogen or something. Bones is drinking his Circle K Road Pop with something in it, I'm sure. And Dakota has disappeared again.
He's like gone. Like I can't.
Yeah,
see
I don't
him.
know if he had if he's got a major transaction brewing, and we should send Riley into the doggy door after
He's
him.
walking through the house right now.
He's coming back. Has he got refills? Has he got a refill for us? No telling. Well, this is the Boss Hog of Liberty, Jeremiah Morrell. I guess my new co-host, Adam Bones Harcourt, the Italian, and
Italian stallion.
And Dakota and Riley, my dog.
Well, the good news is there's no fat in here.
Yep.
There you get some protein.
Yep, it's like chewing something.
Yep.
Guinness is a good drink. I don't
Yeah,
know if
I
you like
like
Guinness or
Guinness.
not, but it's.
I do like Guinness.
It's like my go-to. If I want to win a drinking battle, I can drink Guinness and other people can't.
No,
So I will do.
It's kind of hard to chug.
I will challenge you to an Irish car bomb.
Oh,
We could.
I'm not a big chugger, but I'll drink an Irish car bomb.
Yeah.
Not
You-
in like 5 seconds, but
You've got to do it quick, or else it gets.
Oh yeah.
It
You
gets
can't
stuck.
stop.
It gets stuck in your teeth.
Oh yeah,
It gets a little gnarly.
that Bailey starts to curdle, and
Yeah,
it's not good.
yeah, it's no good at all. So yeah, well, let's see. Are you prepared to talk about the Republicans and the way they're
I was
and their health care deal? Have you got anything, or you got something
You
prepared
know,
on your
I was
own?
reading as I was driving up here today.
Very wise.
I had to leave golf league early tonight to
Thank
be
you.
here tonight.
Did you get 16 holes in? How far did you go?
No, we only played 9 tonight. I had 3 more holes left, and I had to leave.
Is it best ball, or did you just take?
It is best ball, but you are thinking of the wrong kind of best ball, I believe.
Probably. I play in one scramble a year.
That's your.
Yes.
You're talking about a scramble,
Right.
A best ball is where everybody plays their own ball, and you take the best score.
Okay.
That's a best ball.
All right.
So you people have learned something tonight.
That's it. We're doing our best. So what did you prepare? What do you got?
Well, I was trying to read it.
Thanks
as
for getting
I
me
was
one, by the way.
driving.
Thanks, co-host.
Do you need one?
Well, it might. Yeah, we're empty.
All right. I'll be
I'll take one too, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we're probably out of those.
Oh, well, PBR works then.
Whatever we got.
And I was trying to read it on the car way here,
Yes.
which is not safe at all.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a 2-lane road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually county roads all the way till. Where's the Flamingo at? The Flamingo Inn.
That's
Dunreath.
State Road 3.
Dunreath.
You take county roads north of there?
Well, I was coming from the golf course.
Oh, sure.
That's old 3. It's on old 3, so
Yeah.
takes you all the way to new 3.
Right. Very good.
I was reading it that the 4 senators couldn't vote for it because of the.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the House Republicans passed a health care bill
Yes.
that they took them like a unearthly fight to get through to it. They finally agreed and they passed something. And now the Republican senators absolutely can't agree to that.
No.
And so they've announced another bill, and already on the first day they've only got 51 votes, and they lost 4 Republicans that said I can't vote for this as it is now.
Just like that.
So once again, they can't govern, even though they're winning. They're pretty well hosed. So stay tuned for what's going to happen. But the Trump administration is in a serious struggle to get anything accomplished before the summer recess. They've got to do taxes. They need to do this health care deal. I don't think they care what it is. They just want to pass something. Dakota shook the beer he gave me.
Mine was a little shaken
actually
too.
PBR going in the can now. We're pouring it into the Guinness bottle.
I figured that you would consider that like sacrilege or something.
Putting something else in the Guinness container.
If it makes you feel any better, mine's shaking as well.
Yeah, well, you skipped
think I
over
gave
here
the
like
wrong- I
a
think
you
I gave
skipped
the
over
wrong
here like
one,
a happy girl on a date.
Yeah.
I was trying to hurry because I didn't want to miss anything important.
We were just talking about minor traffic violations.
Yes.
Bones,
Along
how do you
the
feel
right
about the GOP healthcare bill?
Yeah, being a Republican super family pack as you are.
Now, I have people in the Republican Party that's in the family.
I'm sure that this is. I mean, let's be honest. This episode could get to the vice president. If your aunt listens to this and the wrong thing is said, this could be on the vice president's desk by the end of the weekend.
I'm already the black sheep of the family, so
So do your worst, Jeremiah.
You could get a stern talking to by Jeff Wessling,
yes,
who might have a political career again at some point in his life.
maybe. He's kind of like you. He tried to run for something, fell on his face.
I haven't. Wait, I didn't fall on my face. I was wildly outspent, and I got 27% of the vote.
Oh, well,
And the second time, I
I think the common denominator, though, is I voted for both of you.
did you?
I did.
Damn it! Well, don't vote for me next time.
Gotcha. No problem there.
No yeah, well, I haven't been on the ballot in Rushville since 2012 when I ran for state
See, I thought that
representative.
was the first time I met you.
No, well, we had a great relationship in 2011. You just remember none of it.
Oh.
You were picking on Debbie O'Neill's daughter
Oh,
or daughters at the time. Probably trying to get a date. I don't know.
maybe.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in heavy flirt mode, and he was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just there, having a good conversation, but
I'm
didn't,
sorry.
didn't
I'm
have the right
sorry-
equipment. No
sorry
idea.
that
He had
didn't
no
register.
idea. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've hung out like 20 times now at this point.
Yeah.
Many times.
But we never brought up our
But we've
first,
never. No.
first time.
No, I guess not.
Did Jeremiah force his friendship on you like he did me?
No.
No, well, see?
I've never. See, I have invited him over a number of times,
yes,
though.
Yes. And
I am the easiest person to friend. Like, hey, come on over. I'm going to try. Never happens. But then if there's a commitment I've learned, if I have to have you here for this, you're on the calendar, you're the guy.
I'll be here.
You don't invent a Japanese-American ball like Darren Jacobs did to get out of this thing.
No.
I made a special effort to show up. Last Tuesday night, I showed up at a thing for Darren, even though I had another meeting. I showed up from 6 to 6:45. I sat through his presentation.
I told his family to ask him to be here tonight.
Yeah.
They didn't portray the message. I'm sorely disappointed.
Yeah, it's very, very, very weak of Darren. One more week before he discovers my chickens, I guess.
Yeah.
I brought it up. We had a central. He's the central planner for the county.
Okay.
And they're doing a planning. They have they're building a master plan, and I'm his token libertarian. I'm actually on it because I'm the president of the Parks Board, but he introduced me at the first meeting as his token libertarian for the thing. So at this last meeting, we talked about agriculture, and I said, what can help agriculture is if we let hobby farmers have chickens. I said this in front of our, $100,000 planning group that we're spending money on this thing. So I'm really hoping it makes it into the report that we want to have that. It's my one goal. It's
very
You
adamant.
could have chickens back here.
I have plenty of room.
Oh, yes.
I have a bigger yard than Jeremiah.
But they want me to
in
have
the
5
city.
acres.
Oh.
5
You
acres.
could probably have a pig.
Now, Rush County has eliminated that rule. You can have a chicken in Rush County. I don't know about Rushville, but Rush County you're allowed to.
I think Rush County you can.
Yeah. They just
everything goes.
My friend Tom Monka down there on the Board of Zoning Appeals, the BZA, they've made the adjustments, and I hear Rush County they're free to have chickens.
Rush County is
the wind farms.
Ancapistan.
Well, the wind farms, the wind farms are a freaking issue everywhere you go nowadays. Nobody wants, not in my backyard.
No.
NIMBY. We want a 20-mile buffer zone between us and any windmills.
I'll take one right in my backyard. I'll do it just to piss everybody off.
I have no problem with
The
it.
troublemakers, what you are, Dakota.
It would take the base of it would take up my entire lot.
You have to go underground though. You wouldn't have. I mean, you'd have like
I could live in the top of
70-inch
it.
pole.
You could.
I could make a sweet
God,
RV out of it.
can you imagine the staircase going to the top of your windmill?
Oh, I've climbed them.
Yeah, but would Audrey go up it?
No, she wouldn't.
But you'll get that weird
It's
flicker
not a
disease.
staircase. It's
and-
It's actually a ladder.
The shadow flicker.
There's a
no,
lift
but if you're going to make
inside.
it the one you live in, you want a spiral staircase.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
with
yeah.
a pole going down the center.
Yeah, fireman's pole to get out. I broke my leg on a fireman's pole once because I'm an idiot.
no comment necessary.
At least you accept it.
Totally. I'm like, I can totally do this. The 4-year-olds are doing this. I was at a barn party. Dr. Morey down on the south side of north of Spiceland. They opened up their barn, and we were family friends, and we went over there, and my dad went down the fireman's pole. All these little kids were going down. Dr. Wade Horn, noted optometrist of Henry County, went down the thing. And I forgot that I should have squeezed a little bit, so I basically just fell at the speed of gravity near a fireman's pole and fractured my tibia in a way that they had never seen done before. It was straight across broken. I tried to walk it off. You can't walk that off.
I'm just trying to picture this right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
20-year-old Jeremiah.
You were 20?
20. Yeah, I was not a child. I was 20.
But not yet an adult.
No, I was not old enough to drink. I was not drinking either. This is just not thinking, man. Just not knowing any better. I had done a fireman's pole when I was a kid. We used to slide down little, the column supports in a basement. Used to jump off a stairway, go down those things all the time. Hadn't done it since I was 4. It takes a little bit of
It's not
thought.
like riding a bicycle, huh?
Yeah, no, I could ride a bicycle, no problem at all. I can get on Dakota's Huffy, make a lap around the neighborhood, not break my leg. Put me on a fireman's pole. I'm probably not doing it again.
Game over.
Game over. Yeah, it's not happening. So
I was late to work because of my Huffy today.
Yeah, were you creep shot in my neighborhood again?
No. I had a flat tire.
Really?
Yep, I blew a tire. That's why I have
you got broken into, and you blew a seal.
It's been a day. I actually didn't know that my truck got broken into because I rode my bike to work until I got home.
Tonight?
This afternoon. I got home from work. I put the bike inside, and I got dressed to go to the gym. I get into the truck, and it was like, oh my God, someone stole my stereo.
Did you get a police report?
No, but they did leave their lighter. They left a cigarette lighter.
Can we all go down to your
Fingerprints.
house and get a police report tonight? I'll call my friend Brandy, and she'll do a police report.
Brandy?
Yeah.
All right.
You know Brandy?
No.
No?
Brandy Max?
Her police dog is Max, I think.
Oh. That is golden.
Yeah.
Like from Parks and Rec, Brandy Max.
Brandy Max. No,
Does a Max have 3 X's?
she's, Lex and Max, I think, are the 2 police dogs she's had. She used to live in this house.
Oh, I've seen her before.
Yeah, her ex-husband's family lived here, and she lived in the garage, illegally probably for quite some time.
It's big enough.
Yeah, in the back garage. I'll give you the tour. This place is
This
enormous.
is quite a bachelor pad you have here.
It's ridiculous.
You have a fish tank.
I have 2 fish tanks.
You have 2. You do have 2 fish.
I have 2 fish
2
tanks.
2 TVs.
4
and
TVs.
1 room.
I have 2 in that room. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Because
Isn't
sometimes
that
you have to
just
watch
perfect?
2 sports, man.
Yeah.
When after you meet Jer, it just makes sense that he would have 2 TVs in his family room.
Sometimes I have 3. Because there's an NFL game, and then there's another NFL game, and there might be a race or a basketball game or a baseball game.
During March Madness.
Oh,
you
my
put
God, yes.
4 TVs in there.
Exactly.
You never have to leave.
Right.
That's perfect.
This is
March, I'm coming over.
Come on over, man. I was in Vegas last time, but yes, come on over.
I'm going to get you North Carolina gear, and
I'll wear North Carolina. If you give me a North Carolina shirt, I will wear it.
okay, perfect.
3X.
Replace
Perfect.
this libertarian tee that he's been wearing for 3 weeks straight.
It's first in, first out in the laundry, and this is on top. This has not been put away.
Is that the libertarian?
Yeah, we have a porcupine. So the Republicans have a rhino. No, the Republicans have an elephant. The Democrats have a jackass or a donkey,
Or an
depending
ass.
upon what you say. Yeah, an ass of sorts. And then we have a porcupine, which will leave you alone. But if you mess with it, it'll sting you.
Gotcha.
It'll come after you. So
The non-aggression principle symbolized in an animal.
yeah, that's it. I had the big porcupine flag flying at the Indy 500
Perfect.
at the black and yellow porcupine flag. That's how you
Your
can find
second
us.
Christmas.
What's that?
Your second Christmas.
That is my Christmas. It's bigger than Christmas.
Oh,
It's,
bigger than Christmas.
yeah. I did the math on how much money I spent the month of May when I paid the Discover card bill. I'm glad that only happens once a year.
I just remember getting your snaps at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you guys are heading out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't believe you were awake. You were still up from the night before, I'm sure.
No, I wasn't. I think I might have got it at like 6 in the morning while I was
Yeah.
out mowing greens. But
Yeah.
It's that
Like-
new girlfriend. That's why he's up.
Yeah,
at
he's
3
up
o'clock in the
late.
morning.
yeah,
Do you live in Rushville?
I do.
You live downtown? Do you live above Jeff's place?
I do not.
That's where our friend Matt used to stay.
Yeah.
He stays
Used
in
to
the
live.
Elks Lodge.
But there's some of my stuff is in Jeff's apartment.
Yeah.
along with Matt's still.
Yeah. It's a cool little loft.
It is. It's
Jeff's
really
place
cool.
kind of like Roger's place from American Dad. It's kind of like this everything room. It's got a bar.
It's just a big open loft
Yeah.
apartment in downtown Rushville.
I want to think about it as Roger's place. So
Go
don't
for
tell me
it.
what it's like.
Okay.
I just want to keep that image in my head.
Okay, that's fine. I don't want to.
It's very nice.
It's a neat.
Yeah.
For a downtown Rushville apartment. It's all I would hope
Yeah.
for. It's fine. It's very open.
Yeah.
There's no walls
No walls
at all.
I mean,
I think there's a bathroom. I've never used it.
There is a bathroom, washer and dryer, shower.
Yeah, there's a kitchen
Toilet.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what else you need?
So far, we've had 2 notable Republicans on this podcast.
Well,
We had a
We need to
a
get
county
a,
councilman.
I am not a Republican.
You're not. Are you a
I'm-
libertarian?
I am not a libertarian, and I am not a Democrat. I am
Oh,
not a
boy.
Green Party, socialist, Nazi, whatever.
You look kind of Nazi.
Well, I ain't.
We're not sympathizers, but we're not going to run you off.
Okay. I
Freedom
vote
of
for my
speech.
head.
Is that why you're bald?
Yes.
Because you shave your head, your skinhead?
Yeah, I've never seen him
Okay.
this haircut before. He's very, very close.
This is
cut.
freshly done, by the way.
Yeah, fresh fade.
That's
Did you go to
fine.
our boy at
Did you meet
MVP,
I
Clay
did
Clay
not,
Morgan?
no.
Yeah,
haven't.
I've been trying to get Clay Morgan back on the show. But
I think you scared him off the last time.
he's not biting.
We made him nervous.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
I don't know what the deal with that is.
Just too
Clay,
much.
If you're hearing this, we want you back.
The
Take us back, Clay.
the last item of business I had, I wasn't aware of this until I was talking to somebody. I live in the highway world. That's my day job is that. And we were talking about Indiana DOT stuff. And this guy said, well, you think Indiana's got troubles with this I-69 deal? We've got an interstate that Indiana didn't have enough money to pay for, so they got a private Spanish company to try to pay for it, and it went terribly wrong. And it's been a bad headline. The Illinois Department of Transportation is shutting down every DOT job they have July 1st. Because they haven't had a budget for 3 years.
Yeah.
Illinois is done. I mean, they've got a Republican governor and a Democrat legislature, and they have not been able to get along since the guy took office 3 years ago. So they
Yep.
have no budget. They've got nothing.
I've been following a lot of this because after we went to Chicago, the Libertarian Party of Chicago invited me to like their page, and they keep posting about their fiscal ruins, and they have got it rough. I figured a state that has as big of an economy as what Chicago has,
They just spend too much money.
they would. I figured that they would be like really well off with all of the tourism that is attracted there. No, they are in poor shape.
Yeah.
So is the land of Lincoln going to have like a big fire sale?
Well, there was some Chicago,
Think we could get Chicago
opinion
cheap.
guy had their art department draw up how to just section the city off and give it away.
And did you watch his video?
I didn't watch the video. I saw that Indiana was shaped. They gave Indiana a portion of it that would resemble a basketball, so we'd be happy.
Yeah.
And then everything else went to adjacent states.
So we get the south side of Chicago, basically.
We got south of like Joliet, and then a big basketball arc like the state of Delaware has, all the way around to pretty much where the Indiana border stops on the south.
He actually left Chicago to be its own state, ran by the current mayor of Chicago.
Rahm Emanuel's territory.
So that he
Chicago
could
is run by the mob, by the way.
he could ruin that as he pleased. Yeah. Is Chicago still ran by the mob?
Oh, yeah.
Really? The mob's still a thing?
Oh, yeah, I guarantee it.
It's not just like Bloods and
I
Crips
can't really
and
talk
stuff?
about it anymore, but
It's very Italian. Did you watch Boss? Did you ever watch Boss with Kelsey Grammer? It was on Stars, I think. It's probably
maybe.
on Netflix now.
We
No.
don't watch Stars. There's too much nudity, Jeremiah.
Well, PG. You're old enough now, buddy. If you want to see
if
something,
you're old enough to drink PBR, you're old enough to
My-
see boobies.
he turned 21 this year.
Oh,
Had his first drink. Accidentally got him the most drunk he's ever been in his life right here at this place.
perfect.
We
True
ruined him.
story. I threw up everywhere. Did
He
you
did-
listen to that episode?
I think so.
Yeah, my bathroom. Oh man.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Did you
It
clean
was-
it up at least?
I did.
he tried, and then he came back the next day and finished the job.
Hey, that.
Yeah,
If you did it, you clean it up. You're aces in my book.
yeah. It was
Cleaned
good.
it up. I did use his bath towels though,
Hey,
and I.
It's okay.
they wash.
We got
I
plenty.
also-
I washed them the next day.
They're now Riley's towels. But
I struggled. I struggled.
He came.
with,
I was in there finishing up the cleaning job, and he comes in and says, "I just took those out of the trash bag you put them in, and I almost threw up."
It was bad.
I
It was the gift that kept
I
on
just
giving.
grabbed a cooking pot and filled it with warm water and peroxide.
because that's what people do.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how you clean. when
I
you're
didn't know what
buzzed.
else to use. I was pretty drunk. You're
You
lucky
made
I
an
was.
attempt.
Yeah,
But,
I'm
You're
lucky.
lucky I
I'm
was
lucky.
able to
I'm
do
lucky you did
that.
that well. Yeah.
Ironically, though, after I puked, I felt like 1.5 million times better.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the way things work.
Yeah.
Welcome to drinking.
Huh.
You'll get better at this.
Either you're one of those people that puke and you go to sleep,
It's called the boot and rally.
or you puke and you're able to go again.
Yeah. You got 2 or 3 reboots in you before
yeah.
it's over.
Oh yeah, I was ready to reboot, but there were other things transpiring that I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I could just need to go to sleep.
All right. So we're getting through. We got through the official agenda of the show. We're over the 1 hour mark, so people are wanting to go into their offices and go back to their day jobs. It's getting dark here at the Boss Hog of Liberty Pool. We're gonna have to turn the lights on here in a minute.
Screw it. Let's just go for 2 hours.
Let's just go for 2 hours. We'll split it in the middle. So final thoughts are coming up here. You got anything else, Bones, that you want to cover? You want to be followed on the Snapchats, or do you want to be a mystery man? Do you want people to add you?
I mean, you can add me. I mean, what was my? I'm not for sure what my name is on Facebook right now, or what my Snapchat handle is, or what my Twitter handle is.
If you can be tracked down,
If you can track me down,
well, I will.
I'll add you.
Well, if folks go to the Boss Hog of Liberty Facebook page, we'll tag you in this episode.
Perfect.
We'll take a little picture, post that with it of the 3 of us here together, and we'll post that, and you can find Bones that way, and then find him on all of his social media platforms.
If you're looking
after
for
that.
a picture, the man is of pure Aryan blood, blonde hair, blue eyes.
He's very tall. Did you play basketball for the Lions?
Yes.
How'd you do?
I had knee issues, so
Not
no,
good?
No.
That's why you focused on the golf career.
Yeah, and then plus, I was 6'4", 150.
Yeah.
Not a lot of muscle there.
Not much of a center.
No.
No.
You get pushed around pretty easily.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Did the coaches not try to bulk you up,
Oh, they tried.
or you just didn't,
I
didn't
ate
care?
like crazy.
Huh?
I ate like crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was the AIDS
Yeah.
or the wasting disease, or whatever it was.
AIDS,
Yeah,
worms,
probably a tapeworm.
bulimic,
Yeah.
anorexic.
You still have that tapeworm?
I do.
You want to share it with the rest of us?
Motherfucker's huge now.
They didn't send you down to the dairy bar to is it Stags on 52.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't enough.
I could eat 5 cheeseburgers a day and not gain a
They
pound.
used to have a Burger King down there when you were
They
growing
did.
up, where the Taco Bell is now.
No, across the street from the taco, where
Yes.
O'Reilly is.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry. Yes, yeah, in front of the McDonald's or in front of the Walmart
Yes.
is where it was.
I miss that.
Yeah,
I love Burger King.
we got one here.
I know.
Do you ever come to Newcastle?
No. See,
No.
Newcastle's not just... It's kind of Shelbyville and Greensburg. It's closer.
You go south.
Yeah. And then if you can't get Shelbyville,
You go to Indy,
Indy.
or you're not Cincinnati from there though. You go to Indy, right?
Well, Cincinnati for some things, but
Yeah.
Indy.
Jungle
mostly.
Gyms, maybe.
Jungle Gyms, definitely.
Yeah. You ever been to Jungle Gyms? When you go down there, do you go to Jungle Gyms?
Oh, yeah.
Being the Brookville guy you are.
We go quite often.
Yeah.
Jungle Gyms is...
I like that place.
It's a lot of fun.
I want to bring my cooler. I buy cheeses and stuff and bring those home. That's my go-to
yeah,
thing.
no, I forget
or
a
barbecue
cooler
sauces.
every time.
Yeah, I never get a cooler.
We always go for the fruit.
God, you're gay.
Oh, they had some. They actually, my grandpa took me to Hawaii
You get
whenever
star
I was
fruit?
15. He took me to Hawaii whenever I was 15, and we
Bragging about how he has grandpa.
I don't
And-
have any, by the way. Thanks a lot for bringing up that subject.
Mine are all
he's,
gone.
He's not
Yeah,
around.
it's very sad.
He's not around anymore.
Serves
so
you right.
we,
Now they're mad at me. Now I can feel the daggers.
man,
Oh, man. Even Dakota looks a little grumpy at that one.
no.
So tell me more about your Hawaii trip
So he,
with your grandparents.
it's just my grandpa.
Okay.
My grandpa is a huge alcoholic. So
That's his fourth. Mine died of lung cancer, by the way. Please continue with your story. His bones lights up.
Number 4.
Yes.
Well, he was a raging alcoholic at the time. Okay, he was basically his entire life. Pretty much all he would do is stay on the hotel patio, order room service, smoke, eat watermelon, and drink. And that was...
What was the drink?
I have no idea. I was 15. I didn't care.
Oh, I knew what
And-
I knew what my grandpa drove. He drank when I had a grandpa.
Yeah.
It was Busch Light.
I know he was
I
a
love Busch Light.
Yeah.
he was a Culver's man. I know that. I have a lot of old
Culver's.
Culver's whiskey.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a cheap whiskey. I have a lot of
Very
really
bottom
old
shelf.
bottom.
Yeah.
Very bottom shelf.
Yeah,
It's like Skull vodka.
right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well,
So,
anyway,
so you like the watermelon?
I would always go off and do my own thing. I saw these locals one day, and they showed me these fruits that were on the ground, and they looked like they were spiky little brown balls about the size of a golf ball. And this dude peels one open, and it's like pearl white on the inside after you peel off all the spikiness and everything. And
That's the first time he tried opium.
no, it was like this. It was this
Gay comments starting
strange
to fit, by the way.
fruit.
Told you.
Yeah, it tasted like a mixture of a watermelon and a grape. First time I went to Jungle Gyms, they had them there. So
Okay.
that was actually really cool.
That's cool. That's
Do
fine.
we have a name of this fruit?
I have no idea.
Gotcha.
You
I
just gotta
just
go looking.
recognize it.
You got to go looking, and then you're like, "Oh, Grandpa!"
Yeah.
Yep.
Back when you were drinking and abandoned me, I had this star fruit.
Let me hang out with the
He ended up
locals.
staying for an entire month in Hawaii, and I have no idea what he did other
Called
than
being a
just sit
squatter.
there.
Yeah.
Squatters' rights.
Squatters'
Established.
rights. Yep.
Yeah, they got to throw you out at the end of a barrel of a gun.
That same hotel is where Audrey and I are going for our honeymoon. Except we have a beach cottage at the hotel.
Are you going to go look for these brown ball fruit?
I'm gonna try, and while I was there, I'm walking around the village, and I don't know why, but I thought I saw somebody I recognized. Like, for some reason, there was someone from Newcastle, Indiana, that was in Hawaii at the same time I was, and I saw him and I waved.
Of course.
Hi.
Hi.
And then this dude sees me waving, and he's like, got dreads and a backpack on, and he walks over to me. And after I realized that the person wasn't who...
Is he trying to sell you drugs at this point?
Yeah. And he was like, hey, man.
What you want? What you need?
He's like, you waving at me? He's like, he goes, where'd you hear about me from? And I was like, I wasn't waving at you. He goes, oh, okay. I didn't, I realized what was happening.
And that's the first time Dakota bought drugs.
And I was like, that guy just tried to sell me drugs.
He didn't try to sell them to you. He was going to reluctantly sell them to you,
right?
As long as you didn't turn out to be a cop,
correct,
or a plant.
And there was also this old homeless man who stood underneath of a giant tree in the park and would preach the Bible. And he was like dirty, nasty, scraggly. And I ended up finding out by one of the waiters at this restaurant that they called him John the Baptist. And we were looking at the hotel, like, whenever we were booking the trip, and they have a memorial set up for him now. For John the Baptist.
How many times have you been?
Twice.
So he died after your first trip down there.
Yeah.
There was a song about a street corner preacher that just made me think of it. Now I can't remember who the hell sang it. Diamond Rio. It was a Diamond Rio song. Elvis Ain't Dead. It's all in your head. God, it's way before your time. Probably before you were born. But we'll have you look that up. Add that to your list of references to get and understand before you understand me. Do you even know who Diamond Rio is?
No.
Do you know who Diamond Rio is?
I do know who Diamond Rio is. They came to Rushville.
Yeah, did
Played
they?
a Memorial Gymnasium.
Yeah. I watched them play.
That's probably why I don't know who they are.
No, they were big, man.
They had a big country song.
Meet in the Middle. Yeah. Diamond Rio. We're efforting here. Yeah, but they're more than that, though. It was like the Puppy on a String. Man, I believe, scrolling here.
You're going past me.
Yeah. In a week or two. Bubba Hyde. Bubba Hyde is a good song. You ever heard that one? I am trying to find... Yeah. Live a Little Longer. Yeah, anyway, they've probably got 15 songs. You'll hear it and you go, oh yeah, I know this one. So I heard them at a free concert down in Florida somewhere, down when I had grandparents.
I think I had grandparents at this time too. At least had one grandpa I know of.
Yeah.
I have one grandpa still alive, but
congratulations.
We don't talk
because we have none.
Bragger. He's a lot younger than we are, though.
Both of my grandmas are
He's
still
been to
alive,
Hawaii
though.
twice.
Huh?
He's been to Hawaii twice.
True. I've been. You've left the country.
I've left the country.
You've been to the Caribbean. We've had a chance to travel a little bit, I guess.
I've been to Mexico too.
I went to Grand Cayman and Cozumel, and yeah. And you've been to Jeff's wedding
and Bermuda and Jamaica and Mexico.
Yeah, we've done okay.
Yeah,
we can't complain.
I've been to the
I don't
Bahamas.
have two grandpas.
No. Yeah.
I have one grandpa.
So
none.
This has turned very dark. Any more final thoughts? We know how to find Bones now on the Facebook. Look at the Boss Hog Liberty page. Dakota, you got anything else to brag about? Any more trips you've taken or things you want to mention?
Just that I'll be going to Hawaii again in November.
You want everybody to find you down there? Tag along, crash your honeymoon.
Guy with the dreadlocks and backpack. If you're listening, Dakota will be there in November.
Yeah,
brown dreadlocks.
And Dakota's buying. They don't do randoms at Duke when you come back from Hawaii, right? I mean, you probably be
the
okay.
randoms there are intense. My last job, they would send me a letter 3 weeks in advance and tell me that I had a random scheduled for 3 weeks from that day.
Yeah. So
just
clear up, buddy.
Stop.
But my current employer,
you go now, and we're gonna have a guy watch your dick as you go.
You come into work and there's a lady and she's like sitting in your cubicle, and she goes, "Are you Dakota?" Yeah. Okay, well today's the day for your random drug test. Oh my!
I just had one yesterday. Does she go in with you, or do they find a gentleman to watch you have to do it?
They don't watch. There was actually one time where I had just peed. Like, I had to pee really bad before I got to work. So I go, like, I don't even go to my office first.
Right.
I just immediately walk in, go to the restroom and pee, go to my cubicle, and she's sitting there, and I was like, and she goes, okay, it's time for your drug test. And I was like, I just went pee. Like, I don't have any pee in me. And she's like, well, can you just drink some water? So I drank a bottle of water and just sat there awkwardly with this drug testing lady.
Can I do some work for a while so we can make this
Yeah.
some productive time, and I'll let you know when I need to go? Maybe you can go get a cup of coffee, lady?
Right. And I couldn't help but get this vibe that she thought that I was like,
You were being evasive?
yeah. But it was all right.
You passed.
Yeah.
So you've already had 2 or 3 randoms in your year you've worked there?
I've had 1 random and 1 scheduled.
I have worked at my job. Where you work, I'm sure they don't do those at all. You're fine to to live the lifestyle you choose.
Yes.
Which I'm sure you do. But I've been, when I was hired, they tested me, and I was hired when they bought my company in 2004. So I have not had an exam of that nature in like 13 years. Could have one tomorrow, but I have because the random number generator pulls your name. I got a guy in the other department that's been pulled like 3 times in 5 years. Never have for me. Maybe it's because they probably hinged my politics and they say, "Well, we can't test Jer. Throw that away. Find another one."
Right.
Too valuable. Can't have that happen.
No. I think the last time I was drug test was in high school.
For the basketball team?
For basketball, golf, football. Just, I mean, if you wanted to drive to school and park on the lot, park on property,
Right.
drug test.
At Tri-High now, they random drug test all students.
I guess.
That's
Another reason to
infringing on some
homeschool.
rights.
Another reason to homeschool right there.
Yeah. Major infringement of rights. And I brought that up and brought my concern to the leadership of the high school whenever I was a senior. And to my surprise, I was randomly selected for a drug test like 2 weeks afterwards. I was like, okay.
You want to get drug tested, talk about drugs.
Yeah. You want to get drug tested, talk about how you don't think you should be drug tested.
Yeah. It's just wrong and immoral. All right. Well, you got any final thoughts, or you just want to go out on drug testing?
I'll go out on that, but you can, of course, add me. Add a Toecat Savad.
What were the results of the Twitter poll?
Oh,
Or the Facebook poll?
the Facebook poll. We had 8 people participate.
Don't ever, if it's a low number, don't say we had 8
Yeah.
people participate.
I know.
Numerous people.
We just give the percentages of what happened.
Did you participate, Jer?
Yes, I voted.
Okay.
I always vote. I'm not an apathetic voter.
Well,
So we're missing 7 people
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
7 people. But the overwhelming majority, we did have Christy Avery. She took part in the poll, but she, of course, shows that she sat down to pee.
Sure.
I, however, of course, voted.
Yes.
So we only had 6 listeners participate. And the overwhelming majority said that they do use the flap.
And see, this is statistically unacceptable as a result. What's your deal? Do you
I did not vote.
right?
But,
What do you do?
well,
You use the flap or no?
Oh, I do, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's so weird.
Because I'm usually peeing outside.
Right.
So
Yeah, same here.
there's not much time to unbutton your pants or whatever. And usually by the time I have to go pee, there's not a lot of time.
Well, you use the zipper. We're talking about your underwear, though. You use the flap in the underwear as
yeah.
well? Okay.
If I'm using the zipper, just using the zipper,
Yeah.
I'm not using the zipper, then
All right.
pulling down the boxers.
I guess.
Yeah.
That'd
Well, I'm
just
so
be
stubborn
awkward.
about now that I
Now,
have
now you definitely do.
now
no
I
matter
have
what.
the underwear that does not have the hole in the front.
You'll just pee your pants just to...
I undo the zipper and pull the boxers down. And then I go through this whole struggle of pulling the boxers back up into the waistline. It's a whole process, but I'm a man of principle.
Evidently.
This felt awkward at that point. I don't know.
This we've really started reaching now.
Yeah. I don't want to reach around this conversation
The
anymore.
listeners need to hear these types of things.
No, they don't. No. This is terrible. This is very poor broadcasting that you brought us down.
Well.
It started when you said the number of people on the poll that took the poll, and then it was off the tracks after that. So, all right, well, follow Atokad Savad on the Twitter, Dakota Davis on Facebook.
Yeah, I've been trying to be more active on the old Twitter.
You updated your profile picture. You said you wouldn't do it, so now if somebody's out there listening to episode 5 or 6, you changed your profile picture.
The old one was like 2 years old. No, it wasn't 2 years old. It was like a year old.
Yeah.
Still, it's like a year old.
You went with the engagement pictures. It's getting very serious now.
Yep, we got engagement pictures then.
It's not. There's no turning around now. Those pictures are in there.
They actually turned out pretty good.
Yeah. For what the artist had to work with, I think. Audrey looks fine, but
I haven't seen a picture of her yet. I didn't do any Facebook stalking. I got your friend request, I hit confirmed, and I moved on without my day.
You're not very good at this whole social media thing.
Nope.
Yeah, he's just happy to have something to listen to on the tractor, on the lawn, on the grass. How often do you have to cut the grass?
Every day.
Every single day you're cutting the grass.
There's only 3 of us managing.
Cutting the greens or cutting everything?
Greens get mowed every day.
Right.
I'm going to have to go down there. What's the par?
72.
Oh, nice.
Standard.
Yeah.
Very standard. I think I've played that course once. I used to go. We used to actually be members. I used to play a decent amount of golf at Horseshoe Bend. At Perry Cross's course. Well, that's gone now,
That's
obviously.
a bean field as we sit and talk.
Yeah. But that's how long it's been since I've really played golf. Then
it's been like 3 years.
Yeah.
Horseshoe Bend was the course that the Tri-High golf team would use.
Yeah, of course. Now they probably have to go over to Knightstown, don't they?
Well, then my senior year, they kicked us off and said we were destroying the course.
Yeah, but they have to plant beans there.
Yeah. The course was destroyed before you guys' senior year.
Yeah. We had to go to Memorial Park in Newcastle.
Memorial Park is a lovely facility.
It is. I like that course.
The back nine is fun.
I played in the.
I apologize to the listeners that have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Memorial Park, Newcastle, Indiana.
I've hit a road over
Very
there.
nice place.
Isn't that the Legion course?
Used to be.
I've hit I hit a golf ball over 3 before.
It used to be the Legion course, and the county sold it to a local entrepreneur. So
awesome.
The Neal family has the golf course now. Also the football field. Good people. Anyway, that's the end of the programming tonight. I'm Jeremiah Morrell, the boss hog of Liberty. I'm told I have to say. We appreciate Chris Spangle for the hosting, and you look back at the last the James Comey episode. I was on the We're Libertarians there. On the big show. This episode is probably going to be out Friday or Saturday, depending upon whether or not Dakota lets me go down to his camper for the weekend. No telling if he's going to follow through on that offer. It's totally rescinded now.
I already said no.
Yeah, so I guess it's
denied.
It's really not happening.
No,
it's very sad.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm not going down either.
Well, I'm not finishing the joke. That's there.
I'm working on getting you your own trailer over Labor Day.
Really?
So you can thank me for that.
You're
if it happens.
Yeah, he's working on it. Anyway, all right. Well, this is the Boss Hog of Liberty. I'm Jeremiah Morrell. You got Dakota Davis and Bones Harcourt over there, GOP Insider. We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you for listening to the We're Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at We'reLibertarians.com.